All right. What is going on?
Yes, a different video today on the channel for something we've never done before, and we're calling it In-Loop Coaster Commentary, which essentially, we don't really know what this is going to be. Some weird mix of, like, Mystery Science Theater 3000 meets director's commentary meets quiz show meets you're sitting on the couch with your buddy watching America's Greatest Roller Coaster Thrills in 3D.
Perfect. So basically what it is Legend put a plethora of 118 minutes worth of POV footage.
30 different rides.
I am supposed to guess the ride and the park?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Now, most of these are going to be very, very obvious.
I was going to say this one's very, very obvious, but it works out because we can explain what the game is going on. I don't have to sit and struggle and you be game show host trying to, like, coach me along like Regis Philbin.
Indeed.
Perfect. Is it 1 point if I get it right and 1 point if I get the park right? Is that how it works?
Yes, ride, name, and park.
All right, for 2 points, we are riding the Cheetah Hunt at Busch Gardens, Tampa.
Exactly. So essentially, it's kind of an interactive thing. You get to keep score at home to see if you could beat Drew the Intern. And so that'll be the quiz show part of it. I
really like this airtime moment here.
That's the best airtime on the ride.
And then the other favorite part is here as you dive down into the cave. Remember when they used to have the rock wall here where they used to have the on-ride cameras? And you could, like, reach out and be, like, really close to the on-ride camera.
See, my favorite part of the ride is always, like, that turnaround when you go past the rushing river. But the river needs to be on. It's not the same.
Yeah, the river hasn't been on in years.
No, it was on.
This is my least favorite part. Yeah. Oh, my least favorite part is when you're stacked.
Yeah, you stack for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is one, moving on to our next ride. Most of these should be pretty easy for you.
I was going to say, this is, we're at Kentucky Kingdom riding a Storm Chaser.
That indeed you are. Now, I've been on this one, you have not. It's a solid ride, but it's definitely one of the worst RMCs out there.
Yeah, former home park of Kentucky Kingdom. It's my home park for 3 years growing up when I lived in Lexington. So I remember riding Twisted Sisters. So before it even switched over to the Twisted Twins, and I remember that and all that. But this ride looks fun. I mean, it doesn't look everything, but I mean, this is exactly what I would expect for an RMC that is in Louisville, Kentucky.
Exactly. I mean, it's a way better ride than you would think would get added to a park of that size.
It's a way better ride than Twisted Twins or Twisted Sisters was. That's for sure.
That was not that ran those weird, like, Gerschlauer, like, wooden coaster trains, didn't it?
You know, I liked those, but I also liked them probably when I was 60 pounds lighter. I don't know if I would like them now.
You were sharing pictures today, man. Like Intimidator 305 opening day, you were a skinny dude.
Yeah, no, I am 60 pounds heavier. Now I live in Florida, so I get sunlight. That was straight out of winter hibernation, that picture. But 10 years ago today, I met Clint.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, the ride looks cool.
Yeah, it's a good ride. It's fun to see that park keep growing. I guess they're not really doing anything this year, but they added the Gravity Group Junior Wood Coaster last year. And it's been a really, really great success story for them, I think.
Doesn't look like a whole lot of shade in that queue.
No. But also, I don't think a lot of lines normally have a line at Kentucky Kingdom.
Yeah, it seems more like a water park.
Yes. And they've got a wonderful water park. Really, really great water park. Yeah,
they fooled a lot of people on April Fool's joke with their joke of making the tallest slide.
Yeah.
A lot of people. I was shocked how many people that they fooled on that one.
And I'm curious, is that something that you could actually do, like extend a drop pod slide?
No way.
I don't think so either. And we're not only doing coasters here, we're doing dark rides as well.
Oh God, this has to be. It's an Alice in Wonderland ride, obviously.
That's correct.
Is this the Alice in Wonderland ride that is at? I guess I should wait to guess, because if it's the Alice in Wonderland ride at Disneyland, then we're going to go outside at the 1 point, and that's going to be obvious. I don't know where any other Alice in Wonderland ride is besides here and at the one at Blackpool, and this is definitely not the one at Blackpool. It looks way too good for that. So I'm going to ponder a little bit. These bright lights and things popping out. It clearly looks like someone has a nice camera when filming this dark ride. It doesn't look like it's filmed on a GoPro or anything like that, because it's a low light camera. So you know what? I'm locking it in. Disneyland's Alice in Wonderland ride.
And you are correct.
Filmed by Be Free Media.
Yeah. I love this ride. I go back and forth, like, what's my favorite Fantasyland dark ride at Disneyland? And it's either this one or Mr. Toad. And I think it might be this one because I love all those tech updates they did.
Yes, this one has the better tech updates, but I miss Mr. Toad. But I think you're right. I think it's definitely these two. And these two are this one and Mr. Toad are far superior to anything we have at like Magic Kingdom with like Winnie the Pooh or Peter Pan or anything like that.
Yeah, I like Pooh Bear, but I think I like these a little bit. I might like Pooh better than Toad. I really like Pooh Bear's ride. I love the Heffalump scene.
It's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would look even more pretty if they used this technology on it rather than just cardboard cutouts. Maybe. Like a little bit of both where you have like the cardboard cutout and then some black lighting and all that kind of stuff. I don't know.
This ride did such a good job of mashing those two together. Mashing like the old school animatronics with the new ones.
I agree. Yep, this was the outside part that I was waiting on to confirm my opinion, but yes. I was pretty convinced at the time. This is neat because not a lot of dark rides go inside and outside, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and like some of you go like some haunted houses or something like that, you'll pop out for like 2 seconds and go right back in. Here you're outside for a pretty good amount of time.
Yeah.
I did give them a bunch of OSHA issues a couple of years back, and the ride had to get shut down for a major refurbishment.
Yeah, I'm sure walking on those catwalks out there, people could fall off or whatever.
Yeah, I think they had to put a whole bunch of like railings that they could spring up to get people on and off the ride. The one thing with this ride, I don't feel like I ride it every time I go out there because it always has a like 20 to 30 minute line.
And it's a narrow queue.
Yeah.
Very narrow queue. But yeah, no, I agree. This has a long line, but I like doing this. I also like doing Toad, but I agree. I think Toad becomes one I do every time. This is not one that I do every time.
The line is normally much shorter at Toad as well.
Yes.
I mean, like.
Oh God, what is this? All right. And we've just switched over to Ocean Park's Mine Train. I don't know if it actually has a name other than Mine Train, though. And that's the tough.
This is one of the most beautiful looking roller coasters out there, I think.
Oh, yes.
Like that setting. Like this is definitely a bucket list coaster for me.
Oh, yeah. The whole park looks awesome. Something I want to get out to. And the only park that beats Disney in its like regional area.
I don't know if it does that anymore. I know it did at one point. I think Disney took that away, but then I guess who knows?
God, what is this mine train called? Oh God. Because I know it's in like the simulators. It's just Mine Train.
No, there is more to the name.
I mean, I believe you. I don't know. I give up.
It is Wild West Mine Train.
Wild West Mine Train. I didn't know the answer to that. I did know it was the Mine Train, and I did know it was at Ocean Park, so only 1 point there.
Yes.
But this is DraganFlyer at Dollywood as we've switched over here.
Yes, and this is a surprisingly fun ride.
Yeah, it looks fun. There's that one part where it has like the overbank turn coming up here right after this drop.
Yeah.
Where it looks like that. It's weird that they kind of built this like above Thunderhead, and Thunderhead didn't get affected by it, but.
Yeah, the one problem I have with this is that it's only got one train, so this ride it's always going to have a line. When they built this, they didn't design it for just have a block break segment like right by the end of the ride. Like, why didn't you do that?
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Especially where Dollywood, where they normally do like pretty decent capacity rides too.
Yeah, I mean, the only one that really only runs one is Tennessee Tornado, but you come flying all the way into the station before you slow down. Wow, that's real fast. That's real fast.
Yeah, very zippy little ride.
Yes, okay. We're going through oh God, I had to like change the brightness of my computer for this one.
Dark rides get tough. Especially like some of these old school dark rides like this, you would know like there's so many of them out there.
Oh, I do know what this is. I have a very good guess. I have a very good guess. The problem is it is potentially one of two. I want to say we are at Lagoon.
You are correct. We are at Lagoon.
Okay. I'm
love that effect there. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, if this is the one I'm thinking is, the entire ride has been essentially gutted and new things are coming. Or it's new things, although, God, really need to get a chance to look at this. So it's either Terror Ride or Dracula's Castle, and which one is it? Is it Dracula or is it more like a castle? That's a really cool scene there. I like that, like the forced perspective effect where you think you're going to go further and then you don't.
And this is a park I've never been to that I really wanted to get to. Especially we were sharing on the Facebook page some of the construction of Primordial, and that's a monster-sized project.
Well, both their dark rides are great, but I rode both of them after they got updated and renovated. Mm-hmm. I'm going with This is Terror Ride.
And you are wrong.
Oh, it's Dracula's Castle.
Dracula's Castle.
Damn.
But both of them look really fun.
Yes.
Lagoon seems like such a weird and different park, and the only park I know you could bring your case of beer with you.
Yeah.
I will say this, spinning tunnel effects, I feel like never work on any dark ride.
Yes, it was working when I rode it. Mm-hmm. And then Terror Ride was beautiful. Terror Ride might be like the best of the cheesy dark rides that I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. But I'm pissed that I got this one wrong because the cameraman is doing such a good job of not showing the other vehicles. Oh, as soon as I would have pulled out here, I would have known that it was that one. All right, so this is man, what an awkward camera angle for a flying roller.
Yeah, this is not a good camera angle at all. It makes this ride feel so much more nauseating watching the camera angle like this.
Because the camera's upside down. I guess I'm upside down too, so I don't really know. Mm-hmm. But I guess that's not bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it works better in this position.
But yeah, we're at Carowinds here for Nighthawk.
Yeah, one of the I think 2 remaining of these type of coasters in the country now. This one and then Batwing.
I much preferred Firehawk to Nighthawk.
I honestly could not tell you a difference. This one was over a lake and it was prettier, so I probably like this one better. Yes,
Firehawk had the barrel roll inversions at the end, versus this has these awkward corkscrews where you kind of bang around on the seat more.
Yeah, so
and that's really the big difference.
Yeah, because this was stealth, like the first one of these ever.
And so this one you're bang on your back, and then bang on your stomach, and then bang on your back, and then bang on your stomach, and then bang on your back again, versus it was a more fluid motion on Firehawk. And then the other benefit of Firehawk is Firehawk had 2 stations, 2 trains. Oh, this is adorable.
Yes, I knew you would like this one.
Yes, especially because I think I filmed this one.
You probably did. You do have an advantage over everyone listening at home, as you've followed the channel for so many years and see most of the videos go up.
Yes. I have no idea if there is a POV of Terror Ride on there now that I'm thinking about it.
I think it's just Dracula's Castle.
Versus I knew there was one of Dracula's Castle, and it's labeled as best quality.
Yep, that is exactly it.
But here we are, going to eat the watermelon here because I'm so hungry on Heimlich's Choo Choo Train, the former awesome ride at Disney's California Adventure. This used to be the best ride in that park, and now it's gone, so it's not the best ride in the park anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't agree with you there. For the one thing I could think of, I feel like a park like Animal Kingdom could have really used this and would have had room for it. You could have found room for this somewhere in Animal Kingdom, right?
And it would have made me so happy.
Yeah. I mean, especially with you having a baby now, you would have ridden this thing at least one more time because you would probably ride it all the time anyway.
Yeah. Animal Kingdom is tough because you can really only take a baby on T-Spin, Safari, and Navi. And Navi's not the easiest to get onto. Safari's a really long ride, so you got to commit the kid to be on the ride for 45 minutes with carrying and queue and all of that kind of stuff. So really, the only thing my son does at Animal Kingdom is T-Spins.
That sounds terrible.
So yeah, we don't go to Animal Kingdom all that often.
I would never go to Animal Kingdom unless he got really excited to see a porcupine like I do.
No, not really porcupine. But then also the other thing,
one looks very, very cute.
Oh, that's great. All right, and now we're moving on to the B&M goodness of Dragon Con.
Correct.
World's greatest roller coaster thrills in 3D. Although this is not the POV from that. This is a Quani chest-mounted POV. Oh god. I'm blanking. Port Aventura.
You're correct. This is a park I want to hit.
I was gonna say this ride looks like Hulk and Crack. Or not Hulk. Well, it does sort of, but a Kumba and Crack with the extra inversions and whatnot.
Yeah, this is one I want to get to at some point. Because Port Aventura is the one that opened the whole Ferrari world, right?
Yeah, it actually almost happened. I almost ended up here The same year I went to Paris, actually. It just the trip fell through. Nobody else could get the time off, and so I didn't end up going. But I almost went here for a couple of days before hopping on a Mediterranean cruise. Believe it or not, like that vacation almost happened, and I would.
Yeah, because this has I think it's near Barcelona, which is a big cruise port.
Yeah. Oh God. There's a camera. You shoot pictures. I don't have any idea what this is going to be.
No, this one's now we get to like the okay. I knew these were going to stump you. You do have a polar bear that talks to you.
Well, yeah, but I have no idea where we are.
No, this was going to be one of the more difficult ones, but it's awesome. Like elevator lift.
Yes. I don't have a clue. This.
It's got penguins.
Yes, it feels like it is GoPro filmed.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have the advantage because you're going to know which host recorded these kind of cameras.
I was going to say, so I'm guessing Kwani filmed this.
Yeah.
So we're in I'm going Ocean Park. I have no idea what this ride's called.
You are wrong. This is Iceberg at Wiener Prater.
Ah.
And this ride looks really, really fun. Like this penguin
really cool.
flashes you. It's just like so bizarre. That guy's not an animatronic. He just doesn't do anything.
I would have never got this.
No, I think it's a trackless ride as well. But I wanted to put some different stuff on there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You gotta stump me. I'm gonna get every roller coaster one right, minus what Mine Train thing was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that's cool. The polar bear looks kind of chilling. Oh, and things pop up out of the ground. I like that.
Yep.
So that's all cool stuff.
And I think these animals talk to you as well.
I wonder what language they speak to you in.
Man, Austrian probably? Austrian language?
I don't know. I really don't know a whole lot about Austria other than what's in The Sound of Music and that Hyde and now also Kwani went there. Yes, mush.
I've never seen The Sound of Music.
Oh, it's on Disney Plus.
Man, there's a lot on Disney Plus. I still haven't watched the Imagineering show yet. That's right on my hit list.
So that one's really interesting. You might like it better than me, but I really liked the first episode, and then I liked the last 3, and I got bored in the middle.
Interesting.
Yes.
And now you're going down a different elevator lift. And I like how your vehicle turns during the elevator lift. Or is Kwani just turning around? I'm not sure. No, your vehicle probably turned.
Your vehicle probably turned because you came out the one way and now you're here the other way. It's also like a big show building, but it's neat how it uses multi-levels to like save space.
Yeah, and this is weird too. Like the upper level is all in the Arctic, and
now
the
we're
lower level
under the sea.
You're under the sea. It does do something where I'm not surprised more dark rides don't do it, and they don't have you shooting something with a gun. They have you taking pictures with a camera, a la Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, this is a little trippy with the jellyfish going through the spinning tunnel. Here's a spinning tunnel that works.
I know. The rare spinning tunnel that functions.
The ride's in great shape, so I guess that helps things.
I feel like it has to because Prater is not a wristband park. It's a park where you pay by ride, more like a permanent carnival.
And every ride has different owners.
Yeah, so if your ride's not in good shape, or you're talking to people in the park like, hey, what should I ride? If a dark ride's in bad shape, you're definitely not going to get that word of mouth.
No, it's not like when you go to the fair and you get on like one of the fair dark rides and you're like, well, that was a waste of time.
I will say the one I did, there was a fun fair over in Paris. I did one, and it was pretty wild. At the end, there was a dude in a Chucky mask that jumped at you with a chainsaw.
Yeah, I meant like the Florida State Fair and Central Florida Fair.
Those are hideously bad. Those are some of the worst rides on the planet, I think.
Oh, probably. You go through like dark room, and then there's a Halloween prop of a skeleton that's taped to the wall.
Yeah, like they went to Party City and bought the masks.
This is cool. I like this ride. I would have never guessed what it was, though.
No, not at all. But it's the kind of thing like you hear. You never hear about something like this at Prater.
No. Can you find this video on our YouTube channel already?
Yes, you can.
Oh.
Everything I picked out was already on the channel.
Oh man, I. You would think I would know things by now.
Yes. I know you know this one.
I know this one. Darn you, Adam House.
What are he's doing nowadays? I haven't talked to him in the longest time.
Maybe he's furloughed.
He might be. Who knows? I don't even know what he does.
No, I don't know. He designed this. He built this.
Yeah.
And I don't. But this is Mystic Timbers at Kings Island. Mm-hmm. Great GCI Woody. This probably is my favorite of the GCIs.
Yeah, I think I probably agree with you.
I like it that it's a little different than the rest of them. It still has the twisty segments, but it also has like an out and back and airtime moments and all of that kind of stuff.
And I think it's also kind of like in a wooded section of the park too, with tunnels, and it goes over rivers and the river rapids and stuff like that. Like if you put this ride in a field, I think it would be way less effective.
And only one of the few rides that I've ever had a night ride that started in the morning, where it was just the day hadn't started yet. My first couple of rides on this were at like 4 and 5 a.m.
Yeah, because you were at the press day in your flamboyant jacket.
Yes. Bright orange so you could see me.
Mm-hmm. I think Kenny was there too, wasn't he?
Yeah, Kenny drove through the night, met up with Midway Mayhem Dan and I at like 2 a.m. Then we drank sodas, took like a 45-minute nap, checked out of our hotel, and then went over to the park.
Yeah. Have you seen Kenny recently? He looks like he's going full on Jesus mode.
I mean, I honestly don't look much better. I don't have the full Kenny thing, but I definitely look straight out of homeless caveman right now. My family's doing a no shave right now, so we all are trying to grow our beard as all the men, all the cousins and whatnot are trying to grow a beard as well as we can.
That makes way more sense because when you said family, I was thinking of your wife and baby. I'm like, the heck?
Nope, don't go in the shed.
And we don't.
Do you like the shed?
I like the shed.
I think the shed's cool.
Mm-hmm. The problem is the shed was really hyped up when it shouldn't have been really hyped up.
Yeah.
Like the focus should have been we're building a really great roller coaster, and we're moving on.
All right. Well, God, I don't even know how to pronounce this place. It's like Anika and Anika.
These are actual, like, my yells on this ride were legitimate yells.
I thought there was a bear on this ride.
Yes, there was not.
And then there was a fake bear, and I made you re-show me the video of it.
Mm-hmm. I do pull up at like one spot where I get scared. Besides that, it was full bore all the way down.
God, this name doesn't it? It's like rail rider, rail runner.
Yes, and now I have to edit. Thanks, Drew.
What did I say? Okay. Did you note the time?
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
This one I just showed you the sign, so it should be pretty easy.
Oh, God, yes. Hollywood.
This is a ride I absolutely love.
Oh,
it's so bad, it's great.
Phantasialand.
Yep.
And
you're in this big cave segment at the beginning. You do go down a drop before this. That's why I didn't have the camera on the full time.
Yes. It's not like a real drop. You just kind of like head towards the drop, and there's the fake waterfall thing that you think you're going to hit.
Yeah, but it was enough of a drop that I didn't want to risk the camera.
Fair enough. Are we in Amity now? Is this Jaws? No.
Yes, we're in Jaws.
All right.
A budget version of Jaws.
Oh, yes.
Because it does like the very similar thing that the like they do on the tour in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I can't remember. At the one in Orlando, was there a man on a boat that sank?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so either. Like, I know it happens on the tour out in Hollywood, but I didn't think it happened here. And there's the beautiful Jaws.
So I'm in my head, I want to say this is the Hollywood boat tour, but I can't remember if there's other words involved with that.
I'll give you credit. Hollywood Tours, I believe, or Hollywood On Tour. I think I've seen it go by a couple different names. I'll give you the point.
Okay. I was going to say I've been debating the name if it was Hollywood River Tour, Hollywood Boat Tour, Hollywood Tour. But it's got to be something that's going next at Phantasialand. You got to think this and Temple of the Nighthawk, because they share a show building, have to be going next.
Yes. That's probably the next project after they finally finish the flying coaster that's been being built for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I love this scene too. There's so many like giant scale animatronics in here. You've got a full helicopter, the guys filming the movie, and then this horrible looking animatronic tarantula.
Yes, everything about this ride is great.
Yeah, I'll be sad when it's gone, but I'm really happy that I rode it. I think the only thing that might keep it alive for a little bit longer is they have a dinner show that I think might share that same giant building. And I don't think they're going to get rid of their dinner show because it's a revenue generator.
Yeah, that's fair. That does make sense.
But I mean, Fantasialand has no room.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only other thing I could see going before it is if they wanted to do another dark ride, maybe getting rid of Geyser Rickshaw in the Chinatown section.
Yes, because that one really doesn't make a whole lot of sense either.
No, this one is, we didn't want to spend a lot of money on the Great Movie Ride or the Universal Hollywood Tram Tour. That one was Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion.
Yes, but what's crazy is like right next door to that is this scene reminds me of like Spaceship Earth.
It does with a little bit of Escape from Pompeii with some of the stuff that falls.
Yes. Which both take place at the same point in time.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that makes sense. Yeah, the madhouse at that park is awesome.
Yeah, the madhouse is pretty cool.
And that's right next to the ghost train.
And the madhouse I don't think is going anywhere because there's not a lot of that doesn't take up a lot of space.
No, that doesn't take up a lot of space at all, but it's just weird how one thing is really cool and the other thing's not. But there really isn't any like e-ticket attraction in the Asia section, so I could see. I think you're right. I could see the ghost ride going first. And
especially like they just spent some money on the Crazy Bats thing, so that might give that Temple of the Nighthawk a little bit more life for a while. Also, did you get the full credit last time for Rail Runner at Anakista?
I don't know how to pronounce the name, so I said a bunch of things that sounded similar to that.
All right, we'll give it to
you. I probably could have spelled it, but I couldn't pronounce it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of it's a weird word.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're doing pretty well so far. This is ride 13, and you missed Wiener Prater and Draculas Castle and the Mine Train.
Yes.
So you're only missed out on 4 points.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of Fantasialand, what is your excitement for Fly and the new section they're building now?
Got to be 10 out of 10 on that one.
Just because everything they do there is so beautiful.
Yeah.
That it's also like a kind of a ride that's kind of mysterious because they said we're building it. They said it's going to be this, but it's not like they're doing a lot of teasers and not a lot of concept art. It's very interesting.
Yeah, we have no idea what it's going to be.
No.
We know it's a launched fly coaster from Vekoma, and that's literally all we know.
And I'm not sure how that's going to work either because, like, I could see a launch flying coaster being really painful in sort of the manhood region.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think you launch, you go backwards. Like on a normal coaster, you just go back into your seat. That one, on a launch, you're going to go right into your crotch.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to have to launch uphill like Manta's Lift Hill. Manta's Lift Hill is like when you're going up the lift hill in the flying coaster, it's like the most comfortable position.
Yeah.
So I think if you launch in like an upward 30 to 40 degree angle, I think would be pretty comfortable.
It's got to be something like that.
But also they're building another hotel, so a third hotel over there.
And their hotels are fantastic.
Yes. You stayed in Lingbao or?
Yes. Also, here's one of my favorite parts of the ride coming up here on this turntable effect. You've got a monkey who is water skiing behind a alligator.
Oh, good stuff. You pointed that out in the favorite rides of Europe video.
Yes.
I watched that the other day.
Oh. Do you agree? Is Terran your favorite ride in Europe, or is there something else?
Yes, Terran's my favorite ride in Europe.
And that's the one good thing with them building Fly. Maybe they'll put Terran on their FastPass system, because I was at Fantasialand. It was Fantasialand's a great park, but like the day I was there, it was hot, it was crowded, and their front of the line system is not so great. So while I love the park, it was a great park. It was not my best day of that trip.
No, and you got screwed with not having the ERT on Terran.
Yeah.
Like I only rode it when I went there during its ride times because it just had a 90+ minute wait every day, all day, every day.
Mm-hmm. I did love the whole Klugheim section of the park is amazing. We ate lunch in the sit down restaurant there. That was really good. Giant beers, as you would expect when you're in Germany.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Klugheim is great. Africa is great. Woostown is great.
Yeah, Woostown's really fun.
And then you've got the Mexican roller coaster, and that thing's pretty awesome too.
Yeah,
the mine train. That is probably the wildest ride, the Mexican mine train, that you can take a bag on. Like, they don't have loose article bins. You take your backpack and bring it on the ride with you.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I know some of the Six Flags spinning coasters do that as well. One complaint about this ride, they need better lighting here on their giant King Kong. With his, spirit fingers for some reason.
Yes. I was going to say, I can't really see him. I just see his spirit fingers.
Yep. Like, why would you build a giant, 20, 30-foot animatronic to sort of conclude the ride? I'm pretty sure this is one of the last scenes, and then not light him up.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the light bulbs burn out.
That could be it. But, man, that's a wonderful cheese. It's also like a dark ride on a grand scale, and you don't really see boat dark rides on a grand scale like that very often.
No, it's basically the theme park version of Jurassic River.
Yeah, it's the European cousin to the Jurassic Jungle boat ride.
I swear if that shows up on the list.
Oh, maybe it will. Maybe it won't.
Maybe it will. Oh,
so we're
God.
Pulling back into the station here. And this one I just put on the list because I thought it was going to make you nauseous while watching it.
It is making me nauseous, and I don't know. Okay, let's see here. That's a B&M. So this is the one that's at Six Flags Great Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say that this one is Cyborg.
Yes. Could you be a little more specific? As you try not to vomit.
Oh, I'm...
this ride does not look fun at all, by the way.
No. Is it Cyborg Spin?
Could you be a little more specific?
Nope. I'm going to take the L on this one.
Cyborg Cyber Spin.
Cyborg Cyber Spin. That would not have come into me.
No. These I really want to go to a park with one of these just to see it operate, because I think it would be really cool to watch.
Yes, I love that the POV also includes a ladder still in the ride area.
Yes. Man, it's like Great Adventure used to be my home park, and this area is so much different than it used to be back when it was my home park.
I can't even picture where this is. Is that Chiller's old spot?
Yeah, Chiller's old spot was that where Justice League is.
Okay.
And they left the observatory up.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. Here we are. We are on Thunderbird at Dollywood. Not Dollywood, Holiday World.
Yep. Now, this is one you've done. I have not.
Yes. Went up there for its opening year. It's pretty sweet, the powerful launch there, and then he had a little bit of hang time going through that inversion. Overall, it's neat. I think it's a cool use of the wing coaster because of the fact that it launches, which is different.
It looks a little zippier than the other ones. Like some of them feel a little slow.
Yes. This also has a much smaller train than most of them.
Like I found the smaller ones I've done to be better than the larger ones as far as wing coasters go. Like things like X-Flight or Phoenix, Swarm are ones I like those better than Gatekeeper or Wild Eagle.
This part through the barn is pretty sweet too.
I like how you go through the barn twice.
Yes. Good thoughts. It's just, this ride's like a mile away from Voyage. Like, Voyage to Legend is a shorter walk than from Voyage to Thunderbird.
Yeah, because I think this is back when Holiday World was spending money too.
Dear God, what the hell is this?
This one, you'll probably figure it out. But yeah, I gotta get back to Holiday World at some point. It's just that the expansions there have not been big enough to justify going out to the middle of nowhere, Indiana.
No, I was actually watching a Voyage POV today, of all things. And I was thinking about, it's like a once every 6 to once every 10 year kind of adventure, I think, for me.
And I feel like you gotta go during Hollywood Nights to get the night rides and stuff like that.
Okay, so that was the pre-show I was watching.
Yes.
And are we in the queue now?
No.
We're on the ride.
Yes.
Okay. My first thought, I'm not guessing yet, but my first thought is Tokyo Disney Sea Journey to the Center of the Earth.
That's it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But the pre-show
this is
completely...
another like bucket list ride for me.
Oh, yeah. This ride looks awesome. I mean, everything at that park looks awesome. Well, I guess all 5 of their really cool attractions.
Yeah. I mean, this is like the crown jewel. Because like the other stuff's like a Tower of Terror and Indiana Jones, but we kind of have those here already. Mm-hmm. But this looks so wildly different. Yes,
I would say this and not Journey to the Center of the Earth. Sinbad and the water, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yes. And then, of course, they're getting their mega expansion coming. I think it's supposed to be 2023, where you're getting, I think it's, is it Frozen, Tangled, and Peter Pan, like mini lands?
Yeah.
And that's going to be, I think, spectacular.
So for those of you who don't know what this ride is, it's basically the test track technology or Radiator Springs technology, but like all of the high speed things for the most part start inside. So you like are like going around and it's bonkers looking.
Yeah, you've got some really cool animatronics here towards the end of the ride. Not a particularly long attraction.
No, Theme Park Worldwide was just kind of crapping on it, as he was saying it was one of his favorite dark rides, but it's only about 3 minutes long.
And the Tokyo trip's definitely one I want to take, especially like the Little Mermaid dark ride they're building looks just amazing.
Mm-hmm. I feel like if I were to
Castle Park.
I feel like if I were to do Tokyo, I would need to do like Shanghai, Tokyo,
and
Hong Kong.
There is the Lava Monster.
All of it. Lava Monster looks great.
Yeah.
I remember watching this now because I made the thumbnail for it.
Yeah.
And I made sure the Lava Monster was in it.
Yeah, you gotta do the Lava Monster.
Now we're speeding along, we're going fast, and I think this is where the drop is.
Yeah, and the drop is outside too. Kind of like a Splash Mountain, how you can see the drop, but you can't see much of the rest of the ride.
Yes. Looks cool. I think it's sweet that it's like it's sort of their Spaceship Earth where it's inside of the
that amazing volcano.
The big icon, yeah.
Except this looks way, way better than Spaceship Earth.
Oh yeah, this looks like one of the best rides ever.
Yeah. That's a trip on the to-do list for me. I'm thinking if that expansion opens in 2023, that might be the year I go.
This makes me happy, this ride.
Yes. And you obviously know what this is. We had our big free RT event on this ride because the other one didn't open.
No, but that's okay. We still had a lot of good. That was a nice blend wonderful. Trick there with the lift hill, mm-hmm. where you just blended the lift hill together. You can see the Bayern curve over there. Obviously, this is Phantom's Revenge at Kennywood. Mm-hmm. In the fall during Phantom Fright Nights because you see the leaves changing colors.
Yeah.
And this drop right here is awesome where you dive down underneath Thunderhead structure.
That view too you get.
And then this pull out here and then
now, is that where it has the pothole or is it somewhere else?
I forget.
Because you could remember it during free RT. There was always like one pothole on the ride at the bottom of it and everyone on the train would sort of go, ugh.
This is where I think the ugh is after this turn drop right here.
This one?
Is it?
Yeah, okay.
Or is it this one right here?
I'm not sure.
But you would hear it, and free RT was really interesting because everyone was silent on the ride, and then everyone would like woo during all of the airtime moments, but then would be silent during all the rest of the moments. It was great. Loved it. Love Phantom's Revenge. Love Kennywood. Love free RT.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming for those of you who came to free RT. Mm-hmm. And for those of you who didn't come to free RT, no thanks to you. We still had a good time.
Well, I mean, they might have tried and didn't get in.
We still finished the beer.
Yep.
That's true.
All right, so this was number 16.
This ride comes into the station really slowly.
It does.
I love that
it's got air gates now. I don't think it did then, right?
I don't think it has air gates.
Oh, it doesn't? Okay.
No, because we would always just walk through the train and all that kind of stuff.
I do not remember.
I remember this guy too.
Yeah, I keep saying, not all of these were built to stump you. Just kind of give it a little chatty chat.
A little chat. I really like Fury.
I'm a big fan.
You like Millennium Force better. I think I like Fury better.
Yes, but it's very, very close for me.
I think the things that you like better about Millennium Force, I think are correct. Millennium Force has the better view and is in the better park and all of that kind of stuff. And this really is essentially just built off of the side of the park in a parking lot.
Yeah,
but I think
you're in a field in a parking lot.
But if you were to take both of these rides, Millennium Force and this, and put them in a cornfield in Indiana, Fury would be the better ride.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
This drop is awesome. You feel like you're falling forever.
Yeah. Well, and also not the most spectacular view up there. Like, there's nothing interesting to look at.
No, I mean, downtown Charlotte's probably like 10 minutes away, and that's cool. But other than that, you're not looking at Canada like you are on Millennium Force.
Yeah.
But this had these weird, like, turn things where you, like, change direction in laterals, and you kind of get thrown all over your seats, like this one, and, like, the fly over the main entrance. And then you've got the treble clef element here, where you come up and then you have the 90-degree banked floater airtime down
that's
underneath
a
the
great
tunnel.
element on the ride.
That part's bonkers.
Yeah, you get the cool LEDs in there, and that's all part of the new entrance project as well.
And then your airtime hill that's got a little trim onto it, but still really good floater. And then one thing that's great on the ride that I didn't know was happening, even though I've seen the POV, was this head chopper support that just makes you want to duck for a second.
Yes.
That's awesome. And then great more moments of airtime here. A couple hills, and then it's done. I like that this ride doesn't have a block. You just kind of it just lets it go all the way, and then the block break is right here.
Also, like, Carowinds is normally not the most crowded of park, so I don't think it really needed it.
While I agree to that, I think that in recent years, they've been building coasters that were designed for bigger capacity. Oh God, I don't know Clint's go-karts names. This is Central Park Funland's new go-kart track.
Yes, I also would have accepted Funland of Fredericksburg as current name.
Funland of Fredericksburg, sure. Go-karts, adult go-karts, go-kart track 1.
No.
Crazy karts.
You would probably not get it if you haven't gotten it already. It's the Thunder Speedway, sponsored by, like, a local radio station.
Okay. Yeah, no.
But yeah, and it's funny too, like the local radio station ripped their logo off of the old WCW Thunder TV show.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Quite the go-kart track Clint has there. Clint, on the channel, of course, occasionally, is the general manager, I think is his title.
Yes, he's the general manager of Funland of Fredericksburg.
Beautiful view of that old Navy.
Yeah, and it should just show you where his park is located.
Yep. But that's his new go-kart track.
Oh, man, are we going to get to ride the Timber Mountain Log Ride?
We are indeed.
All right, we're at the Timber Mountain Log Ride at Knott's Berry Farm. Thanks for the logo heads up there.
Yeah, there was a couple of them that have the name on there. I'm like, well, it's more done for the banter than the quiz show. This
ride's great.
Yeah, I mean, this ride's so awesome. One of my favorite log flumes on the planet.
Acceptable amount of wetness.
Yeah, you don't get drenched.
Mm-hmm. I love the old school log flumes with their anti-rollbacks, how you kind of run them over.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
Yeah. And I mean, everything about this ride, it's got the forced perspective with the trees. The trees get smaller as you go up, so it looks like you're higher up and they're further away and all that kind of stuff. And then lots of good Garner Holt animatronics. Some of them are a little crappier than
not
others.
Only that,
like,
too, the Garner Holt animatronics, plus the lighting and the sound and everything made this, when they did that big refurbishment, it really...
And look how many moving parts there are on this thing.
Yeah.
And that's just one part of it.
Yeah. And I like how it goes inside and outside and takes you to different parts of the park.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where would you rank this on log flumes? I think for me, I like Splash Mountain better, and this is probably number 2.
I really like Disney World Splash Mountain. If I could go with never riding Disneyland Splash Mountain ever again.
A great ride just gets you way too wet.
It's too wet. I don't care. I won't do it. So I think I like this and Chop Us. I guess Splash Mountain, this, Chop Us, top 3, and then number 4 is probably also at is the one at Mall of America.
I like the Mall of America one before Chop Us, and then I'll probably go Chop Us at 4.
I think it's interesting neither one of us said Dudley.
I don't like that. Again, you're talking about the wetness level. It's
too much wetness.
Too much wetness, and also it's not in great shape, and there's no real like wow effects or anything.
No, I agree. It looks good from the midway though.
Yeah, it looks great. Like it takes a great picture.
This also looks really great from the midway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool because Knott's is such a small park, and this is sort of in the middle of the park. It's not quite the middle, but it's pretty close to the middle, so you get a good view of almost everything. Now we're in pitch black darkness here, which probably means there's a hidden drop.
Video content here.
You think there's a hidden drop? Is there a hidden drop? I forget.
I think there's probably a drop.
I think we just went down a drop.
Yep, we went down a drop.
Now that's pretty cool lit waterfall.
A darker segment here.
Yes.
And it's a long ride, too.
This section really reminds me of the one at Mall of America, how it has that indoor section.
You're missing like the 20-foot Paul Bunyan.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite parts is coming up right here. Where's the bear? Not this guy in the camp, who's also wonderful. But the bear is coming up, and they give a different theme during Halloween. And they change the soundtrack and that kind of thing. I don't know where. Maybe we missed the bear. But there's a big giant bear that pops up, and during Halloween, he talks and he says, "Trick or treat."
Now, don't they put scare actors on this during Halloween?
They do, yeah. And I did not know they were coming, and I jumped quite a bit.
You jumped right out of the boat.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're in the sawmill, so this is the
coming up on the big drop.
thing. This makes me miss Whitewater Landings at Cedar Point. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd rather have Maverick, but as a kid, I always rode Whitewater Landings at Cedar Point, and so I'm kind of sad that's gone. I'm glad to see some parks keep on hold of their log flumes, because log flumes are important and they're a dying breed.
Oh, man, I think log flumes like this I like a lot, but if it's just like your fiberglass trough log flume, then I'm not too sad when they go.
I think I'm sad.
A lot of times they're replaced with better stuff, too, because those log flumes tend to take up a lot of room. Like Adventureland in Iowa, they got rid of their log flume and brought in Monster. Monster's
yeah, that's true. Okay. This is an RMC.
You are correct.
Let's see here. Okay, so this is Untamed at Wallaby Holland.
That is it.
Perfect. I really like the guy's shirt on the brake run all the way at the end.
That is not in this video, as I wanted this to remain on YouTube.
Okay. Won't talk about that then.
Yeah. But,
well, maybe we'll talk about it.
This looks good. This looks really good.
Yeah. Well, the park sent us this footage, and they didn't realize that there's a guy standing on the brake run at the end of the ride that had some vulgar shirt on.
Yeah. And he was like an employee, too, because he was there during testing.
Yeah. But yeah, this ride looks great. Lots of good airtime moments. Especially that. And anyone who's ridden it, like T-shirt Beard, they all really like the ride. Like, that element is wonky. I don't even know how to describe that. It was like half a barrel roll one way, half another way.
Like an out and back kind of layout, which isn't what you get in a lot of RMCs.
Yeah.
I guess you get a little bit with Twisted Timbers, but this looks really, really fun.
No, normally they're taking their Twister coasters and mixing them in that way. But yeah, no, it looks cool. Looks like a sweet ride.
Too.
Yeah, and it's amazing because in the United States, a lot of ours are getting shorter and shorter, and this one just kept going and going.
Mm-hmm. Well, we do have Iron Gwazi to look forward to, and
yes,
that's going to be amazing. That's 4,000 feet long. I've assumed
this is Viper at Wanda Culture Tourism City.
Man, I'm shocked you got that so quickly.
There's Adam House.
Yeah, there he is.
I would have never gotten this if the words weren't on there. Just to throw that out there.
It's the kind of thing and there's no way for me to edit those out either.
No.
I believe this is one of the longer GCIs out there.
Yeah, it was their longest one when it was built. I don't know if it still is, but
it's kind of thing again, for us, we don't really hear a lot about China. Like you hear people go to Japan and stuff like that, but you see all these things popping up in China, but there's not much talk about them.
Oh, I don't know. I think we hear about China every day in the news now.
Well, yes. I'm talking about from a roller coaster and theme park standpoint.
That's true. I just think I would say it's more difficult to convince people to go to China to ride roller coasters than it is Japan.
Yeah, I think it's the maybe is it communism thing?
I don't know if it's that or if it's just you and I grew up with knowing about Nagashima Spa Lands and knowing about Fuji-Q. And so we've known about all of their other parks versus in China, everything there is newer. And it wasn't when you and I were like on the internet looking at parks. Like now, really, I'm sure there's a lot of things in China, but the only thing that really like blows my mind is the Dueling Dragons loop coaster that has like the inverted one and the regular coaster.
And I feel like I would be more interested if I knew more. I just didn't.
Oh, God. Now we're transitioning to a water slide.
Yeah, a Ranger did film a whole bunch of these videos, so I had to throw it on there.
And I know this is the Dragon's Revenge.
That is correct.
But I don't know if this is at a Schlitterbahn or if this is at that park in Colorado that he went to. And I don't have any way of knowing the answer to that question.
I will say this does look like one of the cooler water slides out there. I love how, any kind of aqua coaster kind of thing, but then this one you get the effects.
Oh, yeah.
In the indoor section.
It looks awesome. I'm going with Dragon's Revenge at Waterworld.
You are wrong, Schlitterbahn, New Braunfels.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, but this looks like so much fun. Again, This is another park I really want to get to. I think I'm more likely to go now that it's on like the Cedar Fair Platinum Pass than in years past when it was like $60 or $70 to pay out of pocket to go to a water park.
I should have known because I was the one who watched his video and made sure everything was good and put the tags and titles on it.
Look at Ranger's sexy legs and water shoes.
Great look there. Mm-hmm. Ooh, smacked that dragon.
Yep.
You can hear the pop of it. This ride looks bonkers.
Yeah, and this was like an old ride. Like I think it was the original water coaster, and then they decided to fix it up and add in all the theming.
Yeah, I always thought, and this is also the park that has Master Blaster, which is well known as being one of the coolest slides. And then, of course, the slides end, and then they just dump you into these tube chutes.
Yeah, and there's like a whole bunch of swim-up bars. I really want to get there.
Yeah.
I'll be interested.
Like I can't even tell if the slide's still going or if this is now like bonus slide segment.
I think the slide's still going. But yeah, this is a park I definitely want to try out because the idea of having all those tube chutes and swim-up bars and stuff like that just seems like a blast.
Oh, yeah.
But I am a little bit concerned, like, how much is this going to get changed by Cedar Fair?
Probably. All right. Well, we are on the Tomb Raider 3D. Is this the dark ride that is across the street from the Alamo?
You are 100% correct.
I have no idea what that park is called. Do I need to?
It's not a park. It's like just a standalone attraction.
Okay.
But it's the kind of thing, it's one of those weird attractions where, like, I love dark rides, but if you want to just go on the dark ride, it's like $21. So you have to buy the stupid combo pass with, like, the Ripley's Haunted Mansion and the Wax Museum or the Guinness Book of World Records Museum, and it's like $30 then. Which I always
I don't know which one I would do.
It's the kind of thing, like, I wanted to go on the dark ride, but I'm not going to spend just $20 for the dark ride.
No.
I will say it was a Sally Shooter dark ride, but it's in pretty good shape. Like, some of these you go in and they're not in good shape. This one was in pretty solid shape. Also, very difficult to try to film with one hand and
shoot.
Yeah. I also like this one too because it seemed a little bit more different. Like, normally it's always Ghost Blaster, Ghost Blaster, Ghost Blaster. Whereas this one, there's not a whole bunch like this.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say, I don't think I've seen anything like this.
Like, it's got elements of something like a Challenge of Tutankhamun, but it's more unique, I think.
Yes. Is that coming up later on the list?
It is not. I don't have a video of it. Great ride, though.
I was going to say, I don't know if I can pull that name off again. But I would be practicing if you were like, maybe. I'd be like, Challenge of Tutankhamun.
Yeah. Also kind of gruesome in parts for like a family-friendly dark ride. I believe this originally, when this ride opened, it was like a Tall Tales dark ride. And then that didn't sell, so they changed it to the Shooting dark ride. But it was like Babe the Blue Ox and Paul Bunyan and stuff like that. That looked really, really, for me, that would have been more interesting than this. But,
yes, but
this was also pretty good.
Yeah. But no Clint. You don't get to shoot Clint.
Do not get to shoot Clint. That's true. Good job with that, by the way. This was one of the ones I thought might get you.
I wasn't positive on the name until you filmed it on the ride vehicle.
Yeah, if I didn't do that, I'm sure the name would have been difficult.
But I was just thinking it's nothing like I've seen before, and I know that there is a dark ride across the street from the Alamo.
Yeah, right by the whole Riverwalk, like nighttime entertainment area. Really cool spot.
Yeah.
Really
I wish we had
great
something,
drinking area.
I wish we had something like that in Orlando, where we had actual just dark rides just in the building, like Earthquake or Jurassic Jungle Boat Ride. Imagine if we had a Jurassic Jungle Boat Ride on iDrive.
Yeah, it's also the thing, like, this is a big, like, foot traffic area, and we don't really have a big foot traffic area in Orlando either.
I was thinking that, but I think if you go on like iDrive towards like Magical Midway, when I was doing our tour video, there's some parking garages down there now where I think people park and just leave their car there.
Or by the Ferris wheel as well, the giant parking garage.
So it wouldn't shock me if we have foot traffic areas now, but we used to not.
No. Also, I will say you get it is a pretty long, like I feel like this is longer than most Sally shooting rides.
Is it $20 for the one ride?
Yeah, that's it. You get one ride.
Huh. I guess that's why they keep it in such good shape.
Yeah. Or nobody rides it so it doesn't get beat up.
I wonder if it's like 365 always running kind of thing.
I think it must, right?
I don't know.
Because there's always people at the Riverwalk and at the Alamo.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a leech attraction off of those.
It's true. I like it. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still going.
I think we're ending now. These two skeletons sort of talk to you, and then you get out, and there's like an arcade at the exit.
Thanks for riding my ride. Make sure you go buy all the T-shirts in the gift shop. Mm-hmm. That's how we keep this thing running.
If you want to ride again, spend another $20. Enjoy your time at the Guinness Book of World Records.
Is that a cast member or an animatronic?
No, that's a person. Yeah, she's going to have to get off the vehicle. And here we get Braden's tattoos.
All right. That means we are at Lagoon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here's the question. Are we... I already know the answer to this. This is... It's made by Zaire. It's at Lagoon. It's got the vertical lift hill. It's Wicked.
You are correct. This looks fun.
Oh, Wicked's great.
And it's also another one of these rides that it's not super common because you like launch and then you launch up a top hat.
Wicked has a great first half. The second half of the ride is just kind of fun. But the first half of this ride is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, this part looks like the beginning here looks just amazing because you're getting ready to launch. And then boom.
Awesome airtime there. And then you come around this like banked curve here. And then you have a great zero-G roll that you're floating through the whole thing. And that's awesome. And then you come up here, and then the rest of the ride is like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, but still, I feel like there's enough. Also, very weird restraints on rides like this.
Yes, it and Cannibal have a very similar restraint system, if not identical. This is the ride that honestly put Lagoon on the map.
Yeah.
For me, at least, I knew of Lagoon once this opened, and then Cannibal opened, and I was like, oh, crap, I got to get out there. Cannibal's great. Wicked's great. Also, they got Colossus the Fire Dragon, also a great coaster there.
And you can bring a case of beer wherever you want, except for like the kids area or something. Right?
Not in the kids area.
Not in the kids area.
But like I even asked the question, and they said, "Yeah, oh hey, great story. I'm actually in this video."
Really?
Yes. All right, so we're on Mako at SeaWorld. Mm-hmm. I was a trainer at Journey to Atlantis at the time that this was filmed.
So are you over there? Like, where are you?
You can see me right now. I'm to the right of Kraken, standing on the side road over there. There's like 6 of us standing there watching it.
That is hilarious.
Yes, I definitely saw this. This is the only train that went that day, and I was out there watching it. And then the POV came out like a couple hours later, and you can surely see people standing exactly where I was standing.
That is wonderful. This ride's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
It's also nice because it seems like there's never a wait, and when there is a wait, it's like 15 minutes.
And awesome airtime and all the good stuff. So no problem to complain. It's weird that the ride's not done in this, and it's a bunch of dirt and all that kind of stuff, because that was the first cycle.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, God, what are we riding here? It sounds like an old school Aero lift hill in the dark.
Correct.
Matterhorn Bobsled Disneyland.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty obvious in a minute.
Do I have to guess what side of the ride we're on?
Nope, I'm going to give it to you.
Okay. I'm going to go we're on the Fantasyland side.
I think that's correct. I think we're on the Fantasyland side, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, so this is ride 25. We've got 5 to go.
All right. I'm doing pretty well.
Yes, you missed Wild West Mine, Draculas Castle, Iceberg and Wiener Prater.
Mm-hmm.
Cyborg Cyber Spin, Thunder Speedway.
Yes.
And
maybe I'm not doing as well as I thought I was.
And Schlitterbahn New Braunfels.
Yes.
So I didn't count that, but that's what you've missed so far.
Not good. Not doing as well.
I mean, you're doing pretty good. You're probably doing way better than the listeners are.
Maybe not.
Mm-hmm. I hope you guys are keeping score at home. That's one thing we're going to ask you to do in the comment section below is let us know what score you got out of the 60 possible points.
Yeah, so if you haven't been keeping score, you're going to have to start over and watch again.
Yes.
Because that's what's important.
That and the Yeti.
Yes, the Yeti's great. This was great once they did the refurb on it and the new Yeti animatronics. I really like Matterhorn. It's probably my favorite Disneyland coaster. I know I like it more than you do, but I also like old school Arrows more than you do.
They're all good too. I like this. I like Space Mountain. I love Thunder Mountain. I definitely like it more than Gadget's Go Coaster.
Oh, God. It's called Rewind Razors. Perfect. I was like, I don't know what this is called. It's next to Knott's Berry Farm. It is down the street.
Probably shouldn't be stopping for this long.
No. Adventure City?
Adventure City is correct.
Oh, yes.
This ride looks cool.
Oh, man, I wanted to stop there. We just didn't. It didn't work out on our California trip. We drove by it and it wasn't open yet. And then it didn't work out. But you and I talked about it last time you and I were in California together.
I thought about going there like every time I've gone to California. It's never materialized.
No, it's like right down the street from Knott's. Like even if you didn't want to move your car at Knott's, it's like $2. It's probably like a $2 to $5 Uber ride there.
And it is like I think it's Gerstlauer's kind of take on like the family boomerang.
Yes, it's funny they never built the shed that was in the concept art.
Yeah.
It's supposed to go into a garage here.
They just ran out of money.
Yes.
Also, it takes forever to get up that lift.
Yeah. A fun story about this ride is Braden made a commercial for them and won second place in an IAPA Brass Wing Award for that commercial.
Also, to speak about commercials, it is in the is it the Geico Park or something like that now?
This is the ride.
Progressive, I think. It's Progressive
This is
Park.
the ride in the Progressive ride.
Yeah, it's Progressive Park and like the I forgot the name of the roller coaster in that, but it's this roller coaster.
Interesting. That makes sense being in California and all of that kind of stuff.
I'm surprised how long you stop up here.
Yeah, well, they spiel to you. There's supposed to be a show scene or something. Mm-hmm. But I agree. I think it's weird with one train that you would even stop on both ends.
Yeah. Although I imagine capacity is not the biggest deal at Adventure City.
No. This park is sort of like their version of Adventureland Long Island, where it's a small park where anytime you take something out, you replace it with something new, and then that's going to be there for forever.
Don't pick a bad one because you're going to be really hosed. I do like how it tells you, like, congratulations when you get back.
You won.
Mm-hmm. In the race against yourself. And that's how you exit.
Right. Well, I believe...
We're back on a dark ride now.
Oh, oops, I said that too. Sorry. Okay, this is at Efteling.
That's correct.
Oh god, it's the one that had to be culturally censored
Yes,
because
it's now slightly less racist than it was before.
and honestly, like I got to think about them. I got to think about what this ride is. Obviously, it's not a Droom. I got to like break them down in my head. I was gonna say it's not Droomflucht or Symbolica. So what is this one? Oh, let's see.
It is very strange, as you could tell from watching the video.
Yeah. Now, could you tell what parts were censored?
No, I could not. Like when I
Okay.
went back and like looked at articles and stuff like that, then you could see like, okay, that makes sense.
That makes sense. It's very crazy. They're all dancing around here a little bit. It's kind of like their take on Small World, but it's not a boat. It's an Omnimover system,
Yes,
if I remember correctly, right?
Essentially, it's their take on Small World.
Okay. Carnival Festival.
That's it.
There it is.
I like this ride. I like any dark ride, but this also it's done like most of the Efteling dark rides. It's on a big scale.
Yes. It's big scale. I can't wait to get to Efteling someday.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite parks on the planet.
It has thrilling roller coasters. They have theme to them, and then you've got a bunch of cool dark rides too. So
And this one's might be the weirdest one.
yes. Did you stay in the Efteling Hotel when you went, or
No,
where did you
it
stay?
was super expensive. And I think there was
Okay.
like no benefits at all.
So you just drove up for the day and
We
did you do 2
stayed
days, 1
nearby
day?
at like a really cheap hotel.
Okay. Did you do 2 days, 1 day?
One day at Efteling.
Okay.
Which, when I was there, I was very lucky. There were like no lines at all. But if you're at this park when it's busy, you might need 2 days. Also, this is a weird scene with like the guards and
Their heads are changing colors.
yes, it's really odd. Like there are monsters on one side and guards on another. I don't know what's going on here.
I mean, I honestly, it's hard to tell what's going on in almost any dark ride when you watch the POV because you don't get the full scale of everything.
And this one, it's just really like they don't explain. It's just like a fun soundtrack and song all the way through. This is my favorite scene. I love the castles holding the giant beers.
Yes. And the Volkswagen, obviously we're in Germany now. This, I think, is supposed to be Oktoberfest.
Yeah, probably.
I wonder if the ride's themed to different festivals around.
I don't think. I think it's more just Small World. And there's that guy. He's there.
And that guy.
These road cone type things.
Mm-hmm.
And snowmen. And dogs. And more road cone people.
Yes. Now this section looks like Rudolph.
I'm
Like,
pretty sure it's supposed to be Italy.
But they look like the claymation Rudolph from,
Yeah, I could definitely see it. Like the old like Rankin Bass kind of specials.
yes. So it seems like a long ride.
It is definitely a long ride. But yeah, Efteling, I can't recommend highly enough. The park's just absolutely wonderful. And I go back and forth. Like, for me, I only needed 1 day, but if there are any sort of crowds there, it definitely would have been a 2-day park.
Now, if you spent 2 days, would you have been bored on the second day, or would you have still enjoyed yourself?
I would have been fine in the morning and bored by the afternoon.
Okay.
Because even the day I was there, like, I got re-rides on Carnival Festival, Symbolica, and Droomflucht.
Yeah, see, I would want to make sure I got re-rides on Joris and the Drac, Flying Dutchman, and Baron Akanakanakenin.
Flying Dutchman, one and done, you're fine. And Baron, once you see the pre-shows and stuff, it's just not a great dive coaster.
I think it looks cool.
I mean, it was fun.
And
Yeah,
then also I think I would...
This, like, Asian section was one of those sections they had to change. I believe it's the Asian section and the African section.
And then I think Python would be fun.
Python's weird. It's super duper smooth.
Yeah, I mean, just think if Cedar Fair had saved Vortex by doing the new bending treatment that Python had, and imagine if Vortex was super smooth like that.
Yeah, I mean,
That would have been awesome.
But it's again, it's like a questionable call too. Like Efteling, they've got room, but not a ton of room. So Like, save your old rides or build stuff new. It's always a difficult decision.
Yeah, and that's why we said goodbye to Bob.
Yeah. I think that was also a capacity. Love this giant dragon, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Bob
Cool
was
dragon.
also a capacity thing where, like, Efteling's a pretty well-attended park, and that was not a high-capacity ride.
No, did you like Bob, though?
That was fine. It was not one of their better rides in the park. But at the same time, like,
I don't
I'm
normally
not
get off
excited
a
about
bobsled.
I'm not too excited about the Max and Mortis coming in either. It's just like two kids coasters.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm going to put this ride on the list because it has penguins.
Penguins are good.
Mm-hmm.
Always good to get penguins.
Some of the other stuff I liked about Efteling too, like the Fantasyland, the Fairyland Forest area was amazing. Had a great meal with Dutch pancakes in their whimsical restaurant. You could get cheap beer throughout the park. It was a really just it's so unique.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not parks out there really like Efteling.
And I really like the fantasy theme to it versus like you go to like something like Alton Towers, all the themes are dark and like horror, violence, all of that kind of stuff. Efteling's all fantasy.
Yeah, and even with Alton Towers too, you get like their whole kids section is all IP as well. The new ride going in this year, the Gangsta Granny, is based on a popular children's book.
Versus this just seems like all stuff that they've made up themselves.
I love this scene. Like this guy brings down a giant spider that scares the villagers, and
And then they hide.
And he's a monkey wearing a top hat or a bowler's cap, and then they come back up.
Oh, I can't believe this ride is still going.
Yeah, it's. I think we're coming up on towards the end after this giant Mexican bean man.
Yes. Also, pretty much all of the animation looks very similar to Rudolph's claymation.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think you're right. I think it does. It's like it's a small world, just different countries represented, bouncing around, dancing, having a good time.
And a lot of the dark rides at Efteling too, you dump right into a gift shop, and they have like unique stuff. Like you've seen the bird and his friend all throughout the ride, and then you could buy merchandise, mostly like baby and little kid merchandise for this ride. But like every one of their dark rides jumps you into a gift shop, so you could buy stuff
That's cool.
Symbolica or Droomflucht, or man, I forgot the other one, Fata Morgana.
Did you buy any fun Symbolica merchandise?
I did. I got a set of figurines of all the different characters from that one.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they had some cool merch at Efteling. Books and interesting stuff. They had I think they had cookbooks too, like from the restaurants there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of books, you got to see the size of the Cedar Point book that I got.
It dwarfs Hyde's book.
It's over 2 feet tall.
Yeah, it is. It takes up it's a coffee table book that will take up your entire coffee table.
Like I don't know where to put it. It's under my bed because like I don't have a bookshelf that it even fits on.
All right.
Oh, right.
We finally got off of Carnival Festival.
All right, now we're on Invader at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg.
I would have accepted Battle Clash as well.
Battle Clash the Ride 3D. Now, here's a bonus question for you.
Sure.
Are we on the Viking train or the Villagers train?
Ooh, I don't know. I could not tell you. I'm going to go ahead and guess the Viking train.
I believe this is the Viking train. The Villagers one is the one that looks more like a log with the bear.
Ah, okay.
I believe. I could be wrong.
And this, I would say, is towards the bottom of my list of GCI rides. Besides, like, some of the older stuff, like, this might be better than, like, Wildcat.
I really like Wildcat at Six Flags America. I was just reliving that trip to me because I haven't been in 10 years now, but I really liked that when I was there, and everyone else hated it, so I don't know what happened there. But yes, no.
I believe you're thinking of Roar. I was talking about Wildcat at Hershey.
Oh, yes, you're right. I really don't like Wildcat at Hershey Park.
But
now,
this is just
ride,
dull. And also, I think it's a really, really ugly ride in a very pretty park.
I agree. I agree to all of that. I rode it once sober, and then the other two rides on that I was completely hammered.
Great beer park.
Yes, and they let us re-ride because everyone wanted to ride in the back row, and Nate and I were in line for the front row, and so then the train came. We came back into the station, and there were still 2 people waiting for the back row, but nobody for the front row. And so we got to sit in a second consecutive front row ride on the thing.
I mean, that's a plus.
So yeah, so I got 2 back-to-back rides. So I've run it 3 times. I waited in line for it twice, but I think it's cool. It's also weird that they designed the ride in mind without having like a quick queue line.
Yeah, it's odd.
Oh God. Oh no. No. This is at Bakken.
Wrong.
Okay, well I haven't guessed yet. Okay, this is okay. I don't know what's going on here. I thought this was the one at Bakken, the spinning coaster.
No,
but you're right. It's a different restraint. I was thinking tornado, but no, it's got a different restraint system. Oh God, what is going on here?
There's a lot to take in with this ride.
I'm taking it all in, little bit by little, and I have no idea. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that this is a Prater coaster because it's filmed by Kwani.
That is correct, but I'm guessing you don't know the name.
God, spinning coaster?
This is Masquerade.
Oh God, never would have come up with that.
No, but it looks cool. Like you did a spinning coaster really well, and it's got like that elevator lift and the wacky theming. Like this would be a fun ride.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know a whole lot about Prater's, any of their rides, but apparently I need to get there because they got 2 winners and on this video, but clearly I don't know anything about the park.
The only thing I'm concerned about the park is like by the time you go on all the rides, you spend like €100 or something like that.
Yes.
And none of these rides altogether would be worth a park that costs like €100.
Well, the good news is the children's wooden roller coaster you can't even ride anyway.
Ah. All right, I'm only spending €93 now.
Yes. And also the rides all have different opening and closing times.
Yeah, and then they might open, they might not open, depending on if the operator feels like opening or not.
Yes. But it's cool because they got a boomerang with lap bars only there.
I don't think I would qualify that as cool.
All right.
And this is the last and final video.
I do know what this one is.
Yeah,
even
it
before,
says it on either side of the screen.
Even before that, I did know that it was a Kennywood Steel Curtain.
Which looks really fun. Now I'm going to go ahead and try and scally your score, Drew. You did not get Wild West Mine Train, Draculas Castle, that's 2. 3 for Iceberg, 4 for Wiener Prater. 5 was Cyborg Cyberspin. 6 was Thunder Speedway. 7 was Schlitterbahn New Braunfels. And then I think, and then 8 for Masquerade. So you got 52 out of a possible 60.
That seems like a good enough score for me.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about this. I also think you used up most of our POVs that we probably couldn't do a second one of these.
You are 100% wrong.
Oh, God. Have you already made a second one?
I have not made it yet, but I looked through and I've got like all the POVs I thought would work. And it turned out there were about 60. So we used 30. Maybe, depending on how the numbers on this one does, we might have to do another one of these.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Let us know if you beat Drew or Drew beat you. And if you like this video, kind of just something we thought of, interesting way to kind of pass the time and give you guys something to watch here.
Yeah, I mean, it took up like an hour and 20 minutes of our time.
Mm-hmm. All righty. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.